Welcome to the RBA Podcast. I got my guy, Coach Aalim, Director of Team OMG in the house. What's going on, Coach?
Everything's good, my brother. Happy to be on.
Man, I appreciate you joining me, man. Hey, we was talking backstage, man. You know, it said that you're a Celtics fan, man. What's going on with you and your boys tonight, man? Y'all finna pull it out tonight?
Yeah, we do. We're gonna do what we're gonna do, man. Just put the ball in Tatum and Brown hand. We good. I've been a Celtics fan for 46 years, man. So
46 years.
I'm 48, and about 2 or 3, man. My uncle was a Celtics fan, and he had them green guys. I think I just picked them because of the color, but then Larry Bird and Dennis Johnson and Robert Parrish, man, they put me in the game, so I was riding with them since.
Oh man, look at you, man! You bringing some history to the podcast tonight.
Hey, I'm a black guy from Savannah, Georgia, and being a Celtics fan, you know how that go. You got to walk. You got to walk with a little swagger.
Hey, Coach, how much is that? How much that? I know you're the director of the program, but how much of that swagger carries over to when you're on that sideline coaching?
Bro, I mess with my kids all the time, man, because I told them that y'all got to walk like me, man. Y'all got to be like me, carry that swagger. You know, don't care what nobody said about. You know, that's how the Celtics was, to be truthful. Back in the day, you know, you had the misfits. There was Bird and DJ and with the freckles and the Chief Parrish. You had to have Danny Ainge came, and Danny Ainge brought a whole different level of swagger to that team, man. You know, so that was me, man. I walk with it, you know. So
walk with it, talk with it.
Yes,
I see you, Coach. I see you,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Hey, man. Once again, man, I really appreciate you joining me tonight on the RBA podcast. Really, what we're doing, teams that are registered and coming to the Capital Cool Classic in Birmingham, Alabama. We're doing team spotlight previews on them, and then also inviting them onto the RBA podcast and just talking about their program, just giving like a preview of the teams that's going to be coming to Capital Cool Classic here in Birmingham, Alabama, my home city, where I'm at, you know, saying rocking and rolling. So I definitely can't wait till you get down here, Coach, because you being my first one, I know I got to take you to lunch when you get down here, man.
Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate what you guys doing. Bring a spotlight to the girls' game, especially on the grassroots with Kim doing her thing and hosting. I've been supporting her since she was doing it in Montgomery, and I'm gonna keep supporting her as long as I can.
So you've been to RBA events before, and let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. What makes RBA events so special?
I think it's to be truthful, it's the people who run it. I really give them credit because everything is organized. You get the coaches in on the live events. They have them there. You know, we're a small organization. So anytime somebody looks at my organization and say, "Hey, we're going to put you in, you know, center stage," you know, I got to give much respect for them, and I'm gonna support them as long as I can. As long as I'm running this organization, we'll be supporting Kim and RBA as long as we can.
Oh man, we definitely appreciate that, man. That means a lot, man. So we definitely thank you for that. But how did you get involved in, you know, Team OMG, coaching, directing? How did we get to here from being a Boston fan to now running the grassroots program? How did we get here, Coach?
Man, it's a long story. But here's I'll give it to you as short as I can, man. I got out the military. I played ball. I played football in college. I could have played, you know, basketball, to be truthful, was probably the least sport that I was like interested in, but I could play it. You know, I played it. I was good at baseball, probably better at baseball than anything, but I love football more. And I was a great track athlete as well. You know, and you get in a lot of trouble, you know, coming from where I'm from, you know, you're in and out. But this grassroots, man, is what gave me the opportunity to see other things in life. And so I went on to play college football, played quarterback at Chowan up in Murfreesboro, North Carolina, for 2 years. Broke my wrist, went into the military, and I got out in the military. Once I got out, I started coaching my brother. He was a lot younger than I was, and so I started coaching him. And I ended up moving back to Georgia. Like I said earlier, I'm from Savannah, but I moved to Atlanta, and I got 4 daughters, man. And one day, my second oldest daughter, both her and my oldest were cheerleading, and my second oldest daughter was cheerleading, but she wasn't doing nothing that the girls was doing. She was watching the basketball game. And after we left, I'm like, Leah, why are you not cheering and saying what the girls are saying? He said, Dad, I don't want to cheer. I want to play basketball. And I was like, okay, let's go. I say, now you done told me, so I'm not going to let you quit, And so I got involved with her with basketball, and my mentor Jesse Storr, he had a boys team, and I got involved with that, and then we put the girls together up under Coach Outlaw with Team Georgia Elite, and that's been 14 years, man. And you know what the funny part is, man? My daughter first got seen by the school where she plays at now, where she's graduating actually this coming weekend. She's graduating. Coach Redis, who's from Alabama, was at Capital Cool Classic. That was the first time that she saw my daughter, and from that point, she followed my daughter to every tournament, and that's where my daughter ended up signing down in Palm Beach Atlantic, and she just finished her senior year there. So it all comes full circle that you invite me here, brother.
Oh man, that is amazing, man. Tell your daughter congratulations on a well deserved achievement, man. So we big salutes to your daughter, man. So,
Appreciate
Coach,
it,
man, so tell us about the program. How many teams are involved? You got is it just centered in Georgia? Do you have teams in other area states, or is just there in Georgia?
No, we just here in Georgia, and it's for me, it's by design because I try to promote this family atmosphere because I feel like there's a lot of that missing. People say it, but when it gets down to the meat and bones, everybody is either you the top or they just want to win. And I don't have nothing wrong with that. But I think there's other things in life that gotta be instilled in these young kids at an early age. So I try to keep it like within a certain region. And so most of my teams are all local. To be truthful, I hardly do any recruiting. Whoever comes to me, that's who I'm going to coach, regardless of their skill set. And I like to say that I take people who not stars, and then I put them into their own atmosphere, and they become their own stars, not following nobody else's path. But currently we have 5 girls teams. 2 of them are high school level. 2 of them are high school level. We have, which we're bringing to Capital Cool, and then we had the middle school team, and then we have a boys team. This is the first time in about eight years that OMG had a boys team, and we have 2 boys teams currently led by 2 of the actually Coach Ward, who brought the boys team to OMG. I coach his daughter Leilani, who we probably will talk about shortly, but yeah.
That's great, man. Great, man. We got Marshall Lawyer in the chat saying the GOAT. So I'm talking to the GOAT tonight.
Hey, man. I walk with swag, but I try to be humble, brother. I try to, man. I have to pray to God keep me humble because I can get beside myself sometimes,
Hey, I can't wait to see you on that sideline, man. I'm gonna be on that sideline. So I see you, GOAT. I see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man, you talked about some of your players, man. I had opportunity to do the team preview on you guys, and you talked about 5, specifically 5 players. And I want you to just, I'm gonna put the name out there, and I'm gonna turn it over to you, and you just tell us about what this player brings to the table. How you feel the recruiting process is going or should be going, and what would a college coach be getting from this player. So I'm just gonna start off with London Loyal.
London 6'1", maybe 6'2" after this weekend. Hey, she grows. She seems like she grows overnight, man. But I mean, big body. I mean, her body structure is built for prime time, man. Built for prime time. She's hard. She got that soft touch, mid range, within operating on the post and the basket. Getting them rebounds. Like this year, these past 2 years, I've been grooming her for this very moment, man. And it's like she has arrived, man. And I want people to pay very close attention to her, man. She has it. She has what they're looking for. If they like I said, we're a small team, so sometimes I have to work a little extra hard to get coaches to come. We don't wear the Adidas or Nikes or anything on our uniform, but when they see her, they're gonna like what they see.
Which makes RBA events, even that much more enticing for programs like yourself, because
Correct.
Kim has wonderful relationships and does an amazing job getting coaches to the events.
Hey, bro, let me tell you. Last year, I text her. I would text her leading up to all of the events every year of coming Capital Cool. But last year, I really had the time after it was over to sit and tell her, man, how much I really appreciate her. Because she does a lot. She's a powerhouse in this game, and she could carry that on her shoulders. And for her not to, and to be humble as she is, and willing to help teams and help put people in positions and everything, I give much respect to her, and I am who I am, right? And
Yeah.
I'm kind of a mean mugger myself, like I don't trust a lot of people, I don't deal with a lot of people, but when I see somebody that's putting in the effort and not being shysty about it, and they really about these kids, oh, you got my support. That you don't. It's no question asked. If she called me and said I need you here, I'm there. No
And that's
questions
Kim
asked.
for you, man. That's Kim. She is focused on what she does, and she is really, really, really about the kids, man. And it's seen. It's seen in the results. The
Yes.
results are
She
there.
don't even. I don't even think she know. I didn't tell her. I didn't even say nothing. But last year, she actually coached my cousin Caitlin Staley, who ended up going to Western Kentucky. But that's my cousin. But hey, Kim was a great person. You can't touch it, even though that's family. Hey, go
Yeah.
ahead, do your thing. Yeah.
There it is, man. There it is.
Yeah.
So now I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but you told me earlier before we came on the live, but Leilani
Oh man.
Ward. Tell us about her.
Hey, great down there in Las Vegas. They call her the point guard. God. That's Leilani. True point guard. I've never seen a player in this game is not looking. Most of our kids, let's be honest, they looking to score because that's what the Bucks line. Not her.
Yeah.
Hey, she want to get 20 assists a game. She prefers 20 assists a game. Never looking to score. Never complain about not getting enough shots. She's the true point guard. She's a smaller guard, and a lot of times with my team, we're smaller on the guard than a lot of other teams. But when it comes to skill set, I don't think too many players can they're not going to outwork her. First of all, she's coming. She just came back from a ACL tear, and I could guarantee you she probably came back earlier than anybody that you ever heard of, and she's at full strength right now. But they're not going to outwork her. They can't handle the ball like she can handle it. They can't get to the cup like she can. I mean, she just, like I said, she's the point guard, and she has the keys. She has the keys to this program. I let her call the game a lot of times. I sit back on the sideline and I don't say much because she has it. She has the IQ. She has the talent. There's always something you work on, and I'm always transparent. That's one thing you'll find about me. I'm working on her on the not pouting all the time when things not going right, because she's such a perfectionist that she want to get things right, and so sometimes she'll pout. So I have to try to help her through that part of it, but that's about it.
So let me ask you this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna be I'm not going to back down from what I'm about to say. But as a black man coaching young girls, in that situation where you're having to get on on one of our young girls to help them, which is going to help them move, how do you handle that dynamic?
Brother, that's a heavy question. But for me, just last week, I brought my best friend of 40, 48. We like 6 months apart. We grew up next to each other. He know where the bodies are buried. I know where his bodies are buried. Not literally bodies.
Yeah. I got
you. But he knows me better than anybody, pretty much, besides probably my mom and my wife. And I brought him to the practice. Why did I do it? So they can ask him any question that they had about me and my past, anything that they want to know. It was open book. I don't know too many people who would do that, because a lot of people try to hide their past. Not me. It's wide open. Why do I do it that way? Because I feel like if they know me and I know them, when it's time for me to get on them, they know it's coming from a place of love. And the number one thing, he didn't even know he was coming to talk to me. And one of the girls asked him about me, and he said, "Man, this is the most loyalist dude that you'll know." And he said we argued a lot. You know, he telling them we argued a lot, we fought a lot, but the next minute we was at the store together, letting them know like, hey, he's gonna be on you, but after that, you know, it's over. You know, I'm not carrying no grudge. I don't have time. I don't have my life. Life is short. So I'm gonna say it to you. I mean what I say. And I want the you know, two things I focus on, being focused and being disciplined. You'll see that on most of my tags that I use on IG, being focused and being disciplined. You do those two things, everything else will be taken care of.
Man, that is huge, man. That is absolutely huge, man. And definitely need more guys like you in the lives of our young people, man, because they definitely need that direction and that someone to look up to that's gonna keep it real with them. Hey, look.
Well, let me say this too. I got 4 girls too. Remember that. So
That's right.
So the time of the months and all of that. They say y'all ain't got to be ashamed to tell me. I gotta go get him. I gotta go to the store and get this stuff for the kids. So you know, you ain't gotta be like, you know, like I ain't never heard it before. You know, so
yeah.
I think I'm relatable. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm relatable.
Man, that is huge right there. Being relatable, especially with this generation of young people, man. So that's amazing. Hey, look, to the RBA podcast audience. Hey, you know, whether you're watching us on X or YouTube or Facebook, if you have any questions for Coach Quade, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and we'll definitely be able to get them onto the podcast tonight. But Coach, moving on, you talk to us a little bit about Ayana Roberts.
She's a 10th grader, brother. And when I tell you that she has that dog in her, brother, she's 6'1" as well, brother. And this weekend she played, I believe, with a fractured hand, man.
Wow.
And she still got 18 points, 12 rebounds. I mean, she's it. She's that next one. Every year I have a bridge player or two. And this year on my 11th grade team, I have 2 of them, Tamia Miller and Ayana. They're both 10th graders, and they both stand at roughly 6'1", and both of them. Tamia, she's coming. She hasn't reached Ayana's level yet, but that's the reason why I use them as bridge players. So they'll be well into understanding how I like to do things. You know, knowing when I'm fussing at them that it's not, you know, personal. It's just we're gonna do this and we're gonna get it right, and then, you know, I give you a hug after practice or after the game, you know, to let you know that I love you. And so they both are bridge players, and they both are like, this year it's special to watch them this year. And I know when they hit that 11th grade year, they're gonna be right.
They're gonna be special. I hear you, man.
They're gonna be special.
So Jasana Moore.
Yes. Oh man. So I'm gonna say this, and I hope her mother watching.
Yeah.
So for 2 years, she come to the we don't have trials, like I told you. We just have open gym. If you want to play with us, we're gonna find a way to make you play. Her mom, they came to the gym 2 years straight. And then at the last minute, Coach, we think we're gonna go somewhere else. I said, okay. Middle of the season, I said, y'all doing all right? You know y'all should be with me now, you know. But this year they came. And matter of fact, when I left the signing, I just told you, her mom said, we wish we would have came to the organization. She's a special player, man. I mean, you talking about lightning fast, like, hey, she's special. She's undersized. So, and that's what, you know, a lot of people, sometimes I understand that you want these, you know, the bigger players, man, but when somebody has it,
yeah,
you can't teach that. You could save yourself a lot of headache and pain if you give these players who has it, no matter the size. They don't have to have the 40 minutes a game or have them 32 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
When you need something done, put her in the game and watch what happens.
Man,
so that's all I can say about her.
Bruh, just going down this line of your players, man, I look forward to watching you guys compete, man. It sounds like it's going to be an exciting thing to take a look at and to behold.
We're going to compete hard, man. And like I said, at the end of the day, if you beat us, you beat us. If we win, we win. I said it in one of my posts, man. God don't judge me based off of my wins and losses. He judged me based off of how I protect these young kids and how I pour into them. And at the end of the day, if we learn something from that L that we took, so be it.
You might take an L, but the other team gonna know they've been in a battle.
Oh, they're gonna know. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Addison Strickland.
Addison, she's a 6'2". I want to say Addison 6'2". She comes from a private school. This is her first year with us. So I've been spending these past few months. Remember, I told you before we came on, like I'm always gearing up for May and July, and I've been working with her on the speed of the game because she comes from a smaller school where the speed, she's never seen speed like playing in travel ball. So it's taken her. She has footwork out of this world. Footwork out of this world. You go for one of her fakes, pump fakes if you want her, and you end up on somebody's highlight reel. But it's just the game. She's used to a slower paced game. She wasn't used to the fast passes, that kind of, the movement, the defense, and everything. But she's almost there. And so, college coaches, come July, look for Addison Strickland. I'm telling you.
Addison Strickland. Remember the name. To the college coaches, remember the name. So, Coach, I know I put it out there into the chat to open it up for some conversations, some questions that our audience, the RBA podcast audience may have. And got Chelsea. I butcher names sometimes, man. So you just have to forgive me. But Chelsea Checkman. CHELSEACHECKNIN. All right, but more than anything, let me drop the question because I love this question that she asked. What has your experience been dealing with kids that don't have the best background as a Black man?
That's actually, I believe, truthfully, and hey, I tell you this, I tell the world this, man. I'll shed a tear in a minute, man, when you start talking about these kids, right? Because it's special to me. And I believe that's what I was put on this earth for. He built me in such a way. I didn't meet my father until I was going to the third grade, and we had a rough relationship up until I became an adult. I was raised by my mother, who had me at 15 years old. And so my grandmother and my grandfather, my aunts and my uncles, they helped prepare me until my father became the man that he became, and say, okay, I was 20 something years old before we had a great relationship, So like I tell them, there's not much that they see that I haven't seen. So I know the story. I know the pain at night when you thinking about your mother and, you want to get these new pair of football cleats, but mom can't afford it, and I understand it. I grew up in a environment where, and forgive me, like I said, sometimes, man, they get talking about the story is like, I had one uncle in one bed smoking cocaine, and I had another one in the other one that was selling cocaine, and I'm in the middle of them. So at an early age, I'm seeing two extremes, and like I said, it prepared me for what I'm doing now, and I don't take it lightly. So when people see, I get a bad rap because everybody think I'm mean, and I'm, I just come across, I mean mug everybody because I don't, like I told you before, I don't trust everybody because I know they don't have the best intention for these young athletes. And I thank God for prepared me or has been preparing me and been dealing with me to be a protector, to be that extra support for the families who may have a dad in the house or dad and a mom, or who may not have a dad or may not have a mom. I done dealt with both sides of it. And whatever I can do, my wife, my mother, my aunts, my uncles, they all chip in to make sure that I have what I need to help these young ladies. There's not ever anything that I need for this organization that I just send a text, send a message, and I have a group of brothers too. I'll be remiss if I don't say this, called OMG. There's Omega Ministry Group. I deal with these brothers every morning. We get on a prayer call. We have a prayer line that we deal with. If I send a message out about some student needing this or we needing that, there's not ever a time where it doesn't come to me. And so a lot of people, because I don't have to ask for a lot of stuff from other organizations or other things, it comes off like, well, he's not a part of the circle. He's not I'm not supposed to be a part of your circle. God had me on a different mission. Your mission may be whatever it is, and I applaud you for doing it, but my mission is a little different. So,
man, that is amazing, man. That is you really took that and how you're taking your background and what you've gone through to be able to be that role model and to be that figure that and let's be truthful, where a lot of kids haven't had that real good experience with a black man or black father. You're taking that your past experiences that you've gone through and saying, okay, the book stops here. There's
right.
another child is not going to have to experience this. Let me be an example for them to be able to see a strong black man. So I applaud you, man, for that. And speaking of the mega ministry, they asked the question, can you share what is the OMG state of mind?
The OMG state of mind is 15 principles, and it's 15. I ain't gonna try to name because then my students gonna try to make me run because I ain't remember all of them. But it's principles, man. About being disciplined, being focused, being loyal, being compassionate. There's 15 of them, man. And right now, I tell you, if I try to name them and I miss one, they're gonna let me have it. So I ain't even gonna try.
All right, so you ain't gotta try. Yeah. You ain't gotta try. Hey, we know you already know it. We know you know the OMG state of mind.
but it's a method that we came up with, me and my assistant coaches, to say this is what it takes to be successful. Basketball is a small piece of your life. No matter if you go to the pros, it's a small piece of your life. But be successful as a human being in this day and age, you got to have an OMG state of mind. So you got to find those few people that can hold you accountable, and you can hold them accountable. That you can, if you had problems, if you have problems in life, who can I call when I get to college and I'm at the end of the bench and things ain't going right and I'm frustrated and I want to check? Well, call Coach Aalim. Well, if Coach Aalim don't answer, call one of the team moms. I have two of the greatest team moms that ever walked this earth, Miss Marsha and Miss Miller. I got to give them their props. Since they've been in this organization, like the kids, like they take on other people, help out with other parents who can't be to the tournaments and stuff like that. And it's important. Again, I told you, family atmosphere is big for me. It's very huge. So who can I call if things ain't going right? I'm in the doghouse and things ain't going right, brother. If I can tell you how many calls I get during the season, like of kids, I'm like, hey, one thing I'm never going to say is about playing time. I never, get on, agree with them when it comes to like, oh I ain't getting the playing time. Well, get in the gym and work harder. I told it to my own daughter, her coach will tell you, like, I not one time called Coach Redis and say, oh, my daughter need playing time. No, she better get in that butt to get her butt in that gym and work a little harder, but when it comes to just life, sometimes it may be the playing time that affect them, but most of the time it's something else. Things ain't going right with the teammate. Things ain't going right at home. Things ain't going right at school. So you deal with those, leave the playing time alone. And that's why I try to tell all my parents, don't agree with them on the playing time. But if it's circumstances that need to be fixed to help them feel better about themselves, then let's deal with that. So that's that OMG state of mind. Just being disciplined, focused, loyal, compassionate, all of those things, a prayer warrior, all of those things that we can think of, that's the OMG state of mind. If you go into life with that OMG state of mind, oh, you'll be all right.
Man, it's amazing that it's amazing you're talking about these things, because I really I sat, this past weekend I sat some everywhere at the EYBL session in Memphis, and one game I was sitting there listening to, and his son was on the court, and the team was struggling, but you could hear the parent, hey, get your shine, shine. Don't worry about all this other stuff. Get your shine. Do what you do. Don't let this stop you. How, when you hear those type things like that coming from the parents, because they didn't know who I was sitting next to them, but it really, really just rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm sitting there scouting and evaluating. And that is one thing I wrote down in regards to, if a college coach, hits me up and asks about that kid in particular, that's going to be something that I'm going to talk about.
That's right.
Because I seen numerous kids this past weekend, while their coach was talking, they were busy listening to their parents, And it got so bad, Coach, one time that one kid turned to his dad and said, "They boxing wanted me. What do you want me to do?" Like, how do you view those things and take those situations in your program or things you've seen in your history as a coach?
Well, see, that's where that family atmosphere come in, because if you cultivate a family atmosphere and you know the parent, you know the student athletes, you have these conversations, they won't even attempt it. Or even if they lose sight for a minute, I can say something to them. Hey, I don't have to say, hey, look in the audience and say, to one of my parents, hey, we don't do that here, but they take it in love. Like, okay, we know Coach Aalim. All right, Coach Aalim, I'm sorry. After the game, I didn't mean to do that, but it's the family atmosphere. And if it's one critique that I have to give against the grassroots, that would be that. Because we recruiting kids from all over and you don't have a real relationship with the family. They came to you because you was a big organization, or they heard you was a great coach or whatever. So you get people from all over. And when you don't have that relationship, the coach may be afraid to say anything because they're afraid to use it, losing this 5-star player, or they may be, or the parent may be afraid to lose this big organization, so that's the one thing that I don't like about the grassroots program. So, but again, if that's their motto, I applaud them. My motto is something different. And like I said, I take players. We're going to become our own stars. I've done it from my childhood. I'm gonna be my friend or everybody. I tell you, I used to get on the bus, man, with white T-shirts with Public Enemy. I made up my own shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wear. Hey, I'm gonna believe in myself.
Yeah.
You ain't got to believe in me. You may be the 5-star kid. You may be over, this big. Okay, watch me work. And that's what I tell my kids. Like, hey, they could be the superstars all they want to, but let's go and put our star in its own atmosphere, and then let's talk afterwards and see which one was better.
Coach, you just gave me a hashtag. You just gave me a hashtag. I got to use it. Hashtag watch me work.
That's it. Hey, I'm known for that too, bro. I'm one-liners now. I come up with them now.
Hey, I got to make sure I start following you daily, man. You need to drop them one-liners daily. But hey, check this out. Tasha King, man. Tasha King asked a real good question. How do you partner with parents to ensure children are successful, disciplined, and focused?
That's a good one. And that's my sister, by the way. Yeah.
What's up, sis?
Yeah. Hey, that's. Let me digress for a minute, man. You're talking about one of my biggest supporters. She's in Virginia. I'm here. But listen, man, this one right here is one of the biggest supporters that I have that's in my corner, man. And her and her husband, Harris Kane, man, I thank God for them, because, man, y'all don't even. I ain't gonna go that far, but just know she's one of my biggest supporters. But dealing with the parents, man, and the discipline and focus is like, we have a parent group chat and we have a student group chat on GroupMe, and what we deal with our messages and stuff like that, and it's about teaching, and we have to understand, like, a lot of us are first generation out of the hood. A lot of us, let's be real, a lot of us are first generation out of the hood, and we all got baggage. But if you think your stuff don't stink and this person's over here stink, you ain't gonna never come to that thing. So again, I told you, I'm transparent. There's not nothing that they can say that they didn't know about Coach Aalim, because I'm transparent. I learned this from my mentor, Jesse Storr. Being transparent would take you a long way. So I let them know, like, I know they probably have, I'm assuming you may have some teenage kids or whatever, but like, I joke a lot with my parents and stuff, because I got some big parents, man. And I'm like, man, I want to, your daughter been being disrespectful, so I want to slap her in the head, but you too big, man. You too big. I say, but I keep something up under that seat now. I just joke where it's like those moments, like, I'm 48, about to be 50. I ain't fighting, y'all. Say, hey, I keep something up under that seat now. Just but it's just it's those type of moments, man. Like, like, I'm in this with you, parent. I'm not trying to be their parent or whatever. You know, a lot of them say like I'm like a stuck-in father or whatever, and I take that role because that's what they bless me with. But I'm here to help. That's it. I ain't trying to be, take over or whatever. What you need me to do, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to agree with you, and we're going to talk, and we're going to deal with these kids so they could be better in life because, we can, I don't know how you grew up, and I'm sure it was the same in Alabama as it was Savannah because we like that country city like environment. Like it was the neighborhood itself, and we don't have those type of neighborhoods anymore. And I'll be truthful, I'm a victim of it, if you could say. Like I probably know 3 people in my neighborhood because I spend so much time dealing with the kids and everything. So my community is now like a remote community. So we got to know each other, parents who bringing your kids to OMG. We got to know and understand, what do you want for your child? Let me know so I can help you. So when how it goes to, I got 4 daughters, like I said, they're going to listen to somebody else. And I can say the exact same thing that you said, but they're going to listen to me, because you mom and daddy, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So if we know each other and understand and work together, our discipline and our focus, be okay.
That's it. There you have it, man. There you have it. Hey, we run. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it seems like we can be going on and on talking. Man, I'm really enjoying this conversation with you, but I really want to ask you about one more question. I know Eddie Lawrence asked, who inspired the passion of love in you. We definitely want to entertain as many questions as we can. But I want to. The women's game has over the past 2 years has skyrocketed, man. It got so many people eyes on it, so many people interested in it. A lot has to do with Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, University of South Carolina, and that team. So, what is your thoughts on this on the surgeons, not resurgence, but the surgeons of the women's basketball game and the 2 parallels that we had this last season in the college game with South Carolina going undefeated and with Caitlin Clark breaking so many individual records. What are your thoughts on the game and then that situation this past season?
And my daughter wears number 22. I had her wear 22 because of Cheryl Swoops. I've been watching this game. Cheryl Swoops, Cooper, Tina Thompson. Houston was my favorite team back then. So I've been watching the girls' game grow. And what I think doesn't happen is grassroots don't get a fair shake because everybody complaining about the ticket prices, the door prices and the cost of the event and all of that, but they're not looking. If it wasn't for grassroots basketball, the women game would be nowhere where it is right now. And respect needs to be given to these coaches who don't get paid, who taking time out of their day to travel, to take these kids out on the circuit and live that circuit life. And the young lady who has the clothes, I can't think of her name right now, the Circuit Life brand or whatever. Grassroots played a big part in this, and I wish that grassroots would get a better shake in the media or on social media as it relates to this. But so I've been a fan of this way before they jumped on with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese or whatever. I've been a fan of girls basketball, but this was a big time. I actually think it was when Asia Wilson and what's the young lady from I drew a blank from UConn, Brianna Stewart. I was saying back then, hey, this is the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson matchup right here that the game could promote. Now they're figuring a way to do it with Caitlin and with Angel and South Carolina, to push that. And it ain't got nothing to do with race. It's just the fact of, the 2 different environments and how they competed hard against each other and how Magic and Bird can shake hands and hug and embrace each other, and not have no hard feelings. I know the media try to, paint it as something different. And I don't think it was that. But I'm excited, man, to see the girls' game continue to grow, continue to get the publicity that is due, because these ladies work hard. And to be truthful, I told you I'm a Celtics fan, man. If it ain't the Celtics playing, I pretty much don't even watch men's basketball a lot anymore because the girls' games is just, they play together. It's not a lot of one-on-one it's together, man. And I love to see the NBA players watching and coming and support. I mean, they fundamentally sound. The boys got a lot of skills, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of individual play. And I'm a big proponent of team basketball. I don't like to see a team who only promotes one player, and that's, we're going to get her 50 points and everybody else going to, do the dirty work. I never run that kind of system, man. So man, I think the more that you promote that type of play, team atmosphere, being about team chemistry and telling the backstories of some of these young ladies, the game is just going to continue to elevate. And I'm open to do what I can just by coaching these young ladies.
Man, that is absolutely amazing, man. That is absolutely amazing. We are pretty much close to our time, man. I thank you so much for your time, spending with me on the RBA podcast. I got 5 questions for you. You got 3 seconds to answer them, Coach Quade. You ready?
Okay. Yes, sir.
MJ or LeBron?
LeBron. I know you. I know you. I know I got you with that one. Go ahead. We can deal with that at dinner, man, when I get to Alabama.
I bet. We definitely going to talk about that.
It don't matter. We can deal with it now, man, but go ahead.
I don't even want to answer the rest of the question, but here we go. Okay, Nike or Adidas? What's your favorite shoe, Nike or Adidas? And favorite movie?
Malcolm X.
Favorite restaurant?
Slutty Vegan.
Slutty Vegan. Shameless plug.
Slutty Vegan. Yes, sir.
Hey, if Boston loses this year in the playoffs, who will beat them? Who you say?
Nobody.
Oh,
you want me to sing it? You want me to sing it for you?
Hey, you ain't finna bust a Keith Sweat on me, are you? Yes, hey, man. I appreciate you so much, man. What a wonderful conversation with my special guest, Coach Quade Aalim of Team OMG Georgia Elite Gold 17U. Can't wait to see them at the Capital Cool Classic, May 17th through 19th, right here in my great city of Birmingham, Alabama. For any programs that's looking to register that you have not registered yet, you can do so at roundballacademy.com. That's roundballacademy.com. It's below on the ticker. Capital Cool Classic, May 17th through 19th in Birmingham, Alabama. I know some of you already have your schedules already fixed, but I promise you this is one event that you do not want to miss. And so with that, Coach Quade, anything else you got to say to us tonight, man? Any one-liners you got for us?
I ain't got no one-liners. You got me laughing over here, man. But I appreciate you, brother, more than you can imagine, giving us a little time to shine. And my motto for my team is always one shine, we all shine. And I missed saying that part earlier. One shine, we all shine, man. And that's what you got to preach to these kids today. If your teammate is winning, you are winning if you're playing with them. You just got to understand and ride that wave.
There you have it. My man, Coach Quade Aalim. You'll see me and Coach Quade somewhere eating. I don't know if Slutty Vegan's going to be here in Birmingham when he gets here, but we're going to be rocking somewhere, getting some food once he gets to Capital Cool Classic. Thanks to the wonderful director of RBA, Essence Girls Basketball, Kimberly Davis Powell. We thank her so much for everything and this opportunity she gives us to do the RBA podcast. And outside of that, I'll see you all at Capital Cool Classic, May 17th through 19th in Birmingham. Until then, Coach Quade, you have a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful night. I'll see you soon. We'll definitely be in touch and look out for the next episode of RBA Podcast that's going to be coming this week. Talk to you soon. Bye now.
Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it, Coach.